So I'm going to tell you guys about the last couple days in New Zealand. We've got the one extra day here in Queenstown, and then from Queenstown up to Lake Tekapo, and then finally to Christchurch. From Christchurch, that is the end of our time in New Zealand. So from Christchurch, my dad and Matthew go back to the US, as I mentioned previously, and I go off to Sydney, Australia. So let's see, the last little bit, our one extra day in Queenstown. We just kind of walked around town a little bit, got to exploring, and we saw a really cool boat, which was a coal-fired, steam-powered boat. It's the TSS Earnslaw. It's the only coal-fired steamship that has commercially available passenger space in the Southern Hemisphere. So if you want to ride on a coal-fired steamship, that is the one to do. Yeah, that was about it for Queenstown. We didn't do much in the way of the adrenaline activities, as I mentioned before, because they're expensive and we didn't want to pay any money. I didn't want to pay any money for anything like that. So then we went off to Lake Tekapo. So on the way to Lake Tekapo, we stopped off at Lake Pukaki, and this lake has really, really pretty water, super blue. It's got the kind of the glacial blue from the water off the glaciers. It's very, very pretty color. Once we were in town and settled into our dorms, we went for a hike on Mount John. There's an observatory up there, and Lake Tekapo is actually a dark night sky kind of community. So the observatory up there, they have really dim street lights in the town, and they have a limit on the amount of light pollution, so you got really good stars there. After Lake Tekapo was on to Christchurch, where we had just one night there, and so when we were there, just kind of walked around a little bit, saw some botanical gardens, and ended up wandering around and found a track and field competition that was going on, so we stopped and watched that for a bit, and that was it. We got up really early on the final morning and caught a shuttle to the airport. Had our flight out of the airport was at like 6:40 in the morning, so pretty early start to the day there. And my dad and Matthew flew back to the US, and I flew on to Sydney, and there will be a video about Sydney, I guess, shortly.